Dear soul, there is something you were meant to know. Something not even time could erase. Something sacred has been kept quiet for too long. The shocking truth about your special person is not what you think, and you may feel it in your heart before you hear it in words. Because the bond between you and them was never ordinary, it was never casual, it was never random. From the moment your soul first touched theirs, before your eyes ever met, before your voices ever spoke, there was already a promise written in the unseen. And it still lives. They may be silent right now, but silence is not absence. They may be far in body, but never in spirit. Because your special person has never stopped feeling you. They've tried. They've buried themselves in distraction. They've worn masks to appear unaffected. They've walked away in fear, not in peace. But your energy remains with them like a quiet song they can't turn off. You live in their moments when they're most honest with themselves. You come to them in dreams, not only at night, but in waking memories. And no matter how much they try to explain it away, they can't forget you. They remember the way you made them feel. They remember the truth that rose to the surface when you were near. That feeling of being home, that feeling of being seen without judgment. That feeling of being safe in a world that rarely offers safety. The shocking truth is, your special person was changed by meeting you, changed in a way they weren't ready for. You unlocked something they tried to keep hidden. You saw through the armor they spent years building. And that scared them more than anything ever has. They wanted to run. They wanted to control the story. They wanted to stay in the familiar pain they understood, rather than open to a love that would demand their surrender. But here's what you don't know. Every time they ran, they still looked back. Every time they blocked you out, your memory broke through anyway. Every time they convinced themselves they didn't need you, the ache only grew louder. Because your love isn't ordinary. Your love is spiritual. Your love speaks a language deeper than words, and your connection with them is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual contract, a soul bond that echoes through lifetimes. This is why you feel them in your bones. This is why you sense them even when they're not near. This is why you can't fully let them go, even when it would be easier to forget. Because they are not just someone you loved, they are someone your soul remembers. And the truth is, they remember you too. But they don't always know how to admit it. They don't know how to come forward without falling apart. They don't know how to stand in front of you and be honest with the pain they carry. They don't know how to tell you that they wish they had stayed, that they wish they had fought for this, that they wish they had been braver. Because deep down, they know they hurt you. They know they made choices out of fear. They know they closed the door without explanation, and now the silence is heavy. But even in the quiet, your presence lives in their world. You show up in their thoughts when they least expect it. You show up in songs, in numbers, in dreams, in the eyes of strangers. You show up in the mirror when they start to become someone better. Because you were never just a phase. You were a turning point. You were a wake-up call. You were a mirror that showed them everything they were hiding from. And the truth is, they are not the same person they were when you first met. Something inside them is awakening. A longing, a yearning to heal, a quiet desperation to make things right. But they're still afraid. Afraid that you've moved on, afraid that too much time has passed, afraid that you won't believe them if they show up again, and that fear keeps them stuck, frozen between what they feel and what they're afraid to lose. But what you must understand is this: they have never stopped loving you, even in their silence, even in their absence, even in their denial. They have loved you in the most hidden places of their heart. They have cried over you when no one was watching. They have asked the universe about you. They have looked for signs. They have prayed for the courage to come back, and though they may appear composed on the outside, their soul is in turmoil, because your connection cracked them open in a way they can't undo. It stripped away their illusions. It forced them to face who they really are, and that kind of awakening is painful. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does lead somewhere sacred. It leads to truth. It leads to change. It leads to the kind of love that doesn't just feel good. It heals. And your special person is slowly learning what love really means. Not the kind that controls, not the kind that hides, not the kind that disappears when things get hard, but the kind that stays, the kind that grows, the kind that takes accountability, the kind that shows up with honesty and softness and truth. This is what they're beginning to understand: that love is not about possession, it's about presence. That love is not about perfection, it's about devotion. That love is not about winning, it's about choosing. And they are learning, through your absence, what your presence really meant. They're learning that the love you offered was rare. They're learning that no substitute can take your place. They're learning that healing doesn't come from running, it comes from returning. And there will come a moment, dear soul, when everything they've kept inside will rise to the surface, when the dam will break, when the words will finally come, when they will stand before you, not to impress you, not to fix everything overnight, but to be real, to be seen, to be heard, to be human. And when that moment comes, it will shake you. Not because you doubted the connection, but because you waited so long to hear what you always felt. They will tell you the truth. They will tell you what you meant to them. They will tell you about the nights they cried. They will tell you about the dreams that haunted them. They will tell you that no matter where they went, you were still the home they searched for. And you will see in their eyes what words could never fully capture: that they loved you, that they never stopped, that they are ready now, ready to heal, ready to build, ready to choose you, not out of need, but out of clarity, out of truth, out of a soul that has been refined by fire. Dear soul, the shocking truth about your special person is that this connection is not over. It never was. It is transforming. It is evolving. It is leading both of you back to the core of who you are, and through all the pain, confusion, and silence, love has been working behind the scenes, preparing, shaping, healing. So when the reunion comes, it will not be desperate. It will be divine. Not a return to the old story, but the beginning of a new one, built on truth, built on soul, built on love that finally understands its own depth. And you, dear one, have always been the light that showed the way. You were never forgotten. You were never unloved. You were the lesson, the mirror, the gift. And soon they will speak what the silence could not contain. Get ready, because the truth